Okay, it's Saturday. It's game day. Got my Georgia hat on. Go Dogs! But I wanted to show you a dish that I love to make. If you don't know, I'm on the carnivore diet, so all I eat is meat, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And I eat a lot of steaks, mostly beef. Some fish. I usually try and eat fish at least once a week. I had some salmon the other night that was delicious. I'll have chicken and pork occasionally, but they don't really have a lot of fat depending on the cut. So it's mostly beef. But one dish that I've come up with that I want to share with you is a flank steak. Now, a flank steak is typically a tough cut of meat. You could use flank steak, I guess, for things like fajitas, if you like to make fajitas, things like that. It's very similar to a skirt steak. These are tough cuts of meat, depending on how you prepare them. But I want to show you this flank steak that I purchased, and I'm going to show you how I prepare it. I make a marinade for it, and it's going to just kind of sit in the refrigerator for several hours, at least 6 or 8 hours, in this marinade, and that's going to break it down and make it more tender. And then, of course, I put it on my grill just for a few minutes, and then I let it rest for about 10 minutes. Then I cut it. The key is to cut against the grain, and it is to die for. It is absolutely delicious. So let me show you what I do to prepare this flank steak, because you might want to try it. Believe me, the flavor is fantastic. It's just really, really good. So let me turn my camera on. So let me show you what I have here thus far. This is a flank steak. I got this at Walmart. This is how much? This is a 1.43 pounds of flank steak. And what I'm going to do, I got the steak, and then I've got this little bowl to put it in. I'm going to make a marinade and put it in that. But the first thing I do is I take this flank steak and I pound it out with this tenderizer. Pound it out. That helps to break down some of the fibers in there. And then I'm going to make this marinade. So hold on just a minute. Okay, it's hard to do this one-handed, but it's just me. So I'm going to try and do this one-handed and show you what I do. Make sure you put the cat outside when you do this, because this always freaks her out. So I'm just going to pound this out. Good way to work out all your frustrations, right? Just go to town on it. You can see, well, when I flip it over, I'll show you. But I'm just going to pound this thing out with my mallet here. If you don't have one of these, you can just get something heavy. You could even use a hammer, I guess. This kind of is a hammer. All right, now I'm going to flip it over and let me show you. Can you see the fibers, how they all run this way? So when it's done cooking, you're going to cut against the grain. If you cut with the grain, you're going to be eating jerky, and it's not going to be fun. So you want to cut against the grain. Let's just keep pounding it out on my old cutting board here. This is a great piece of meat because it's not as expensive as, I love to eat ribeyes, but this is less expensive than a ribeye. And it's just got a really great flavor. So I think it's a fairly decent value. What a racket. I know it's making a racket. I'm sorry, but there's no way around it. Okay, that's good. Now I want to put a little bit of salt on this meat. Not much, just a little bit. And then I'm going to put it over here. Before I do that, let me go ahead and show you how I make my marinade. Now you can make, olive oil is not really carnivore, but I don't know really what else. You could also use avocado oil. I I guess you could use bacon fat, but I don't know if that would be very tasty. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and use a little olive oil. I don't think it's going to hurt me that much to put some olive oil in my diet. Now I'm going to put, probably about a third of a cup or so, just enough to get some decent coverage for the meat. So there's olive oil, and then I'm going to take some balsamic vinegar. Balsamic vinegar. You could use any kind of vinegar. The vinegar is going to help to break the fibers down. So I'm going to use this balsamic. I love the flavor of balsamic vinegar. It's sweet and just really good. So I want about equal parts of vinegar and olive oil. You're just basically making a vinaigrette, right? Okay, let me get the top back on. I'm going to add a little, I'm going to add some salt to that. Let's get some salt going. About a teaspoon, I guess. You don't have to have a lot. You want just enough to cover the meat, right? Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I got some organic garlic powder, and I'm going to put a little bit in there, maybe a half a teaspoon or so. Now I'm going to try and stir all this together one-handed, which is going to be a bit. I probably should have done this in a measuring cup and then just poured it in here. That's what I should have done. So live and learn. Do this in your measuring cup first, but you're going to need some kind of a vessel of some kind to put the meat in so it'll marinate. And this is going to give it it's really going to enhance the flavor of the meat. And you can add whatever spices you like. You could, I could have put some pepper in here, I guess. Any other spice that you like. But this meat goes well. If you're not a carnivore, you might be keto or nothing. But the meat, like I say, you can make so many wonderful dishes with this. After you cut it like fajitas, you could get some tortillas if you like that kind of thing, and just have a party. Or maybe some potatoes or whatever you want. The meat's just wonderful. All right, now let's take our flank steak, our pounded out flank steak, and we're going to put it over into this marinade. Let's get back on the board here. We're going to put it back in the marinade. Get it coated as well as you can. It's hard being a one-handed man, let me tell you. But hopefully you get the idea here. Okay, so now I've got my flank steak in the marinade, and I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator for probably about 6 hours. The more the better, I think. You don't have to leave it in like overnight. I don't know if that would be too much or not, but I think 6 hours is good. Just give it enough time to soak in that marinade, and all of this that we've done, the marinade itself with the vinegar, and of course the pounding it out is going to tenderize the meat. It's not going to be super tender anyway, but it's okay. It's very edible. You just got to make sure, and I'll show you later, that you cut it against the grain. That is all important. So what I'm going to do now is cover it. I've got a cover for it. I'm going to cover this meat up, and I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator for several hours, and then this will be my dinner tonight, my supper. And when I get ready to cook it on the grill, I'll come back and show you exactly how I do that. So stay tuned. Okay, stop the presses. I completely forgot an ingredient. Now, you don't have to use this actually, but I've got some Dijon mustard here, and that's the ingredient that I forgot. And this just puts it over the top. Let me pour some, about a good fat tablespoon or so of Dijon mustard. And let's get back to stirring that in. Don't forget you don't have to use this. This is all to taste. I mean, do whatever you like. But I'm telling you, this mustard, I got to get this mixed in really well. This mustard, the Dijon mustard, to me just sends it over the top. It just gives it the most wonderful flavor. It's kind of sweet and tangy and maybe a little sour. I don't know how you describe it. I love Dijon mustard anyway. I love mustard, period. But the Dijon mustard combined with the vinaigrette, the olive oil and balsamic vinegar, it just makes the most delicious marinade. You can't believe how good this is. So you got all that now. You got salt, a little garlic powder, equal parts of a good oil, olive oil, avocado oil, and balsamic vinegar. But try it with the mustard. I think you'll really like this. And get that all mixed together really well. Now let's get our meat back in there. I'm sorry for the I know the camera work is horrific, but it's just me, so bear with me. Now it already looks so good, and it smells fantastic too. So we're gonna let this rest for several hours in the refrigerator. Then I'll come back and throw it on the grill and show you what we've got. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've shown you my Ninja 7-in-1 air fryer before. Just a fantastic appliance. I use it almost every day to at least make bacon in. I've taken the basket out of it that I make my bacon in this morning. I haven't cleaned it, but that's really not necessary right now. And there's the grill. And that's what I'm going to grill the steak on. It's been marinating now for about 6 hours. So I'm going to turn this on, hit my power button. It's already set for grill. So I'm going to hit the button and it's going to preheat. And then I'm going to take the, while it's preheating, pardon me, I've got the flank steak here all ready to go. And there she is. Let me turn that around. Pardon my camera work, folks, but again, I'm one-handed. There it is, and it looks fantastic. So we're gonna stick this on the grill here in just a minute as soon as the grill heats up, and I'll get back with you and show you what we do. We're just waiting for the preheat to finish, aren't we, huh? Okay, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for it to squawk to tell me it's ready. I think it's about ready. And what I'm going to do is throw the steak on the grill for, it's going to be preset for 10 minutes, but through experimentation, I have found that about 8 minutes cooking time is sufficient. That's 4 per side. So as soon as it gets ready, I'm just going to throw it on the grill and close the lid and cook it for 4 minutes. I'll just watch the clock and then I'll flip it and cook it for another 4 minutes, and it should come out medium rare to medium. I like my steak medium rare at least, if not rare. But this has a nice pink center, and there it goes. Okay, so our hot grill is ready. Let's get our steak. Bear with me here. I'm trying to grab it with one hand here. All right, there we go. There she is on the grill. So close the lid. And you can see it's at 9:56, but I'm going till 6 minutes, and then I'll flip it over and cook it for 4 minutes on the other side. Then we'll take it out and let it rest, and I'll show you that in a minute. If you do this inside your house, make sure you got all your fans on, your vents open, windows open, whatever. It's probably best to do it outside if you can, but here we are. Okay, I'm right at 6 minutes, so I'm going to turn this. Oh, look at that. See the grill mark? It's wonderful. So I'm going to let that go till about 2 minutes. Total cooking time of 8 minutes. I've done this several times. I started at 10 minutes and 9 minutes, and I got it down to 8 minutes on the last one, and that was just about perfect, I thought. You don't have to cook it that long. You can do this, actually, I've done it before I had this Ninja. You can do this, you can put it up under your broiler if you have a oven. You can turn on your broiler and just put it on a sheet pan of some kind and cook it that way and flip it, of course. Would be best, I guess, to flip it. I guess you could just do it in a regular skillet if you want to. This is wanting me to flip it, but I'm not going to. It was set for 10 minutes, so it wanted me to flip it at 5 minutes, but you know, I was kind of on my own time there. It'd be great to do it outside on a grill too, I'm sure. But we're going to let this go down to about 2 minutes, and then we're going to take it out and set it on the old wooden cutting board and let it rest for about 10, and then we'll cut it and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, we're getting close. We got about 10 seconds to go, and then I'll shut it down and take the steak out, and we will let her rest. And that way it'll reabsorb all the juices and what have you. I'm just going to turn this off. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's put it over on the old cutting board. Hey Siri. I don't know if Siri works while I'm shooting a video here. Okay, so that's going to sit for 10 minutes. Then we'll slice into it, and I'll show you the results. So stay tuned. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, and the steak has had time to rest. There you see it. Now you can still make out the grooves. You see that? They're going this way. So what we want to do is turn this steak this way, and we're going to cut this way like this. I don't think there's any way I can do this and hold the phone. Let me see if I can try something here. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll try it. I'll just try and cut one piece of it anyway. Well, that's pretty bad. Sorry, folks. One-man operation here. All right, let's see if we can try this. All right. Now look at this. You see that, how it came out? That is just about perfect. So I cut against the grain, and then you could serve it however you want to serve it, depending on what you're making with the meat. If you're just going to eat it plain like I do here, I just cut it into these strips and put it on my plate. That's what I'm going to do. But I want to just cut a little piece off there, and let me try this and give you a report. It's one piece of flank steak. See that? That is, if anything, it's a little too well done for my liking. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's still pretty good. I'd say that's between medium and medium rare. Let me give this a try. Oh man, that is delicious. Absolutely delicious. This is my new favorite. That is delicious. I'm telling you, this is my new go-to right here. This steak, pardon me, I gotta try it again. Oh, it's a little chewy, but it's not, sinewy. It's not like a tough piece of meat you can't eat. You have to chew it, but it's worth it. It is delicious. It's tender enough. The flavor is on point. This would be fantastic just how I'm going to eat it by itself. But if you want to eat, like I said, if you're keto, eat it with some vegetables, that would be fine. If you want to make fajitas, like I said, wrap it in tortillas and put on some hot sauce and avocado or whatever you put on your fajitas. That would be delicious if you eat that kind of thing. Just be creative, make whatever you want to make it. It's cheaper than a ribeye. And I'm telling you, the flavor is just wonderful. Simply wonderful. I hope you'll give this a try. Find you a flank steak, or a skirt steak would work as well. It's nice and fatty, and the fat is good. Remember, fat is our friend. The good fat is our friend. So give this a try. You can thank me later. Hey, make sure you like this and comment down below. See you soon.